the head of an unchangeable priesthood, the intercessor at the right hand of the majesty on high. Hebrews 10 verses 21. Hebrews 7 verses 24. Hebrews 1 verses 3. That little child, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Is the child to whom all the sacrifices in the Old Testament pointed. Here's the point then. As our parents are moving out of Eden, as they are banished out of Eden, the first thing that they are given is the sanctuary message. Praise God. It's very interesting because the sanctuary message or the temple of God does not exist in paradise. Do you know that? There won't be any temple in paradise. Look at the scriptures. Let me show you the scriptures. I want a scripture-based sermon. I don't want to give you my thoughts, my ideas. The first altars at the gate of Eden pointed. So that little child, the first altars on the garden gates pointed to that little child. This was Shiloh, the resting place, the peace giver. It was he who declared himself to Moses as the I am. It was he who in the pillar of the cloud and of fire had been the guide of Israel. This was he whom seers had long foretold. He was the desire of all nations, the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. He was the true high priest. Child of Bethlehem was veiled the glory before which angels bow. I like that. Praise God. Praise God. When Jesus was born, that little child which Mary and Joseph held in their hands, that little child was God incarnate. That little child was Emmanuel, God with us. The unconscious babe was the promised seed to the gates of paradise. It is only the Lamb of God that was admitted back in promise. It is only Jesus Christ who can admit us back into paradise. So God clearly teaches it is this that works. It is not that does not work. Now I want to look at a few other quotations. Desire of Ages. The book Desire of Ages. The author here is describing the birth of Jesus Christ. And here is the message put across. The Shekinah had departed from the sanctuary, but probably the smoke would rise, like in the book of Judges, would rise straight up into heaven. So there was a physical token that this sacrifice has been accepted and this sacrifice has been denied. But here's the point. These two have been banished out of Eden. And these two are begging for entrance back into Eden. We are also banished out of Eden. We are also begging to get entrance into Eden. We are at the gates of Eden. They were at the gates of Eden. We, in obedience, Abel takes an animal. What animal does he take? Lamb. In disobedience, though it's a form of worship, Cain takes the fruit of the garden and he lays them on his altar. Now, if you look at the biblical precedents, Whenever a sacrifice was laid in order, if you look at even the days of Elijah, when God approved of a sacrifice, immediately fire would come from heaven and touch on the sacrifice as a symbol that I accept this. If it's not vegan, nothing wrong with vegans or vegetarians, because every time then, before the flood, everybody else was vegetarian. Men began to eat meat only after the flood. And I can tell you, I can show you scriptures. In heaven, there won't be, okay, what do you call them? We call them carnivores. There won't be any carnivores in okay. You better practice now. Okay, pray about it and practice now. There won't be any carnivores where we are going. Okay, so all these guys are herbivores, but God has specified what He will use. God has specified what can be used to approach Him. So, who? Cain and Abel. Where are they? They are at the gates, they are at the garden gates of Eden. The two worshippers come, they raise their altars, one altar there, one altar there. Same material, agree? Same stones, no problem. Now, with all sacrifices, what you do is you lay the wood in order. So Cain lays the wood in order. Abel also lays the wood in order. Any difference? No. Then comes the next point. Cain. No problem. Guarded gate of paradise, the glory of God was revealed, and hither came the first worshippers. Here their altars were reared, and their offerings presented. It was here that Cain and Abel had brought their sacrifices, and God had condensed to communicate with them. It was here where at the gates. Interesting language. It was at these gates that Cain and Abel came to worship. Now, I like this picture because it says volumes. And you must follow the message. You must really follow the message. Remember, you're praying for me, you're following the message. Follow the message. There are two worship. She continues about those people. They had a silent witness to the truth in the garden of God, which for so many centuries remained among men. Do you know that this garden remained among men for how many? For centuries. It was taken away just before the flood. Listen to that, okay? It's going to be restored, by the way. I cut that quotation short. It's going to be restored again, made beautiful in paradise. Now, at the cherubim, I like the word cherubim because that's sanctuary message. At the end terms of Jesus Christ, take away Jesus, take away worship, take away Jesus, take away all pointers of life. For men, Adam and Eve need Christ to approach.